Hey everybody, this is John Oxley with Huntington Physical Therapy. Today we're doing a video that's going to be a little bit of a testimonial, but also a little bit of an information session regarding rotator cuff repair. This is Howard. He is a patient of ours. He's going to just kind of go through a little bit of the process from a patient standpoint, what this rotator cuff repair has been like, and then we'll finish up the video just showing you some of the functional things that he's able to do. So Howard, first of all, when was your shoulder surgery and what did you have done?
August the 2nd, and I had a rotator cuff tear. Had 2 pins put in and sewed back up.
How did you decide to have that surgery done?
Well, started off, was my left shoulder, and I couldn't raise my arm above my shoulder height. And so I went to Dr. Tao, and he did a MRI, and that one had a complete tear in it, and he repaired it, and he did such a good job on it that 2 years later my right one was giving me problems, so I had him do that also.
So you had your second rotator cuff repair in August 2nd. You had the first one 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So tell the audience a little bit, what problems were you having prior to the surgery that made you want to have it done?
Well, the left one was, like I said, I couldn't raise it above my shoulder. And the right one I did, I could raise it above the shoulder, but at the end of the day, it would ache and hurt, and it didn't have the strength that I thought that it should. And that's when I went to again to Dr. Tao, and he looked at it, and I did another MRI, and he said, yeah, we need to do surgery.
What kinds of activities are you trying to get back to? What things do you want to be able to do with that right arm?
Well, I do odd jobs. You know, I do carpentry work. My wife and I, we like to ride bicycles and hike and just be outdoors and adventurous. And I have a grandson that likes to play ball, so I want to be able to throw a ball with him. And I haven't been able to do that here lately.
Tell me about a little bit about the rehab process. What kind of insight could you give to people that are thinking about doing a rotator cuff repair when it comes to the rehab?
Well, you just have to listen to your therapist, and you know it's painful. I won't tell you that it's not. It's very painful, but you just have to work through the pain and not overdo it, but you know, keep doing what they tell you.
Now, what about things at home? What things are you able to do now that you weren't really able to do before? We realize, you know, he's 4.5 months post-surgery. He's not back to everything, but what things are you back to that you can do?
I can pretty much do everything right now other than any heavy lifting. But the flexibility and the mobility in my shoulder is wonderful. It's a little tight. I have to stretch it to, I just like any athlete would do to do stuff, which I'm not to claim to be an athlete, but the right arm, it's still a little bit tight, and once I get it loosened up, it works fine.
And usually from a physical therapist standpoint, you know, we don't really want anybody doing any significant lifting till about that 5 months a little early, really 6 month mark is when we like to do that. But you know, the range of motion, it stays a little bit tight and stiff for the first 6 months after surgery, and even sometimes longer. We can gain the motion back, but you got to maintain it.
Yeah.
Talk a little bit about how much time you spend doing exercise at home when you're not in therapy.
It takes about an hour to do the exercises that I do at therapy. And I do them twice a day. I don't do them every day. I take a day off every now and then when my busy schedule gets in the way. But most of the time, I take an hour to do the exercises that they show me how to do.
Perfect. Well, let's do this. I'm going to take Howard into another room. We're just going to show you a little bit of what he's able to do right now to just give you an idea at 4.5 months post rotator cuff repair, what you can reasonably expect to do. So now we're going to go through just a quick range of motion and just a little bit of lifting exercise with him just to show people what he's able to do. All right, Howard, come straight up overhead, high as you can go. Good, and back down. And then one more. And as you can see, his range of motion is pretty much full on his right side and his left. All right, now let's go out to the side, all the way up. Good, and back down. And back one more. And really, about 4.5 months post-surgery, he should have full range of motion. Now let's bring it up just like this. Good, you can see he's just a little bit tight in the front of his shoulder today. Good, and back down. And then reach behind your back and just kind of show people where you can get your hands. Good, and turn around. Now, these are 3-pound weights. I just wanted to show you that he can lift some weights, and really his shoulder mechanics don't change that much. So just maybe 2 in front. Good, and back down. And one more. Good, and that's not really a strain for you to do,
No,
is it?
no.
Now let's go out to the side. Good. Mechanics don't really change much. Good. And so that's not a perfect representation of what people can do 4.5 months post-surgery, but it gives you a little bit of an idea. Hopefully this has been an informative video for you, and we look forward to seeing you soon. Thanks.